Okay, good morning. For anybody who is at home watching, we're going to go through the last lesson in the course. I still have one more that I'll have to teach, but it's not going to be a specific lesson. After today, when I do lesson 18, which is incredibly short, and then I'm going to review these assignments here. After I finish that, I have to review your final project, and I'll go through what will be on the final exam. But I should probably only have 3 more times that I'll live stream, 3 more times that I'll do lessons, and then the rest of that time is for all of you to get caught up and keep working and work on that final project. So, jumping into lesson 18, drawing circles and polygons. Okay, just like our for loops have a criteria of 3 parameters that need to be included with all of them using a circle command, t.circle. And if you remember from yesterday, t just means the name that we gave the turtle. We could give the turtle any name. T is just faster to type, so I always name my turtles t. So when we use the .circle function, it's expecting 3 parameters. It's expecting a distance, a radius. What is it? Oh, never mind. The names are right here. Radius tells us where the center of the circle will be. The extent tells us how many degrees of the circle to move. And the steps tells us how many line segments to draw. Okay? So this first one is going to tell us how big the circle is. The second one is how much of a circle we're going to draw. And the third one is how many line segments. Now, if you don't want line segments, so if you don't want to draw a stop sign or a pentagon or whatever it is, then you would leave this blank. Just like in a for loop, when you leave the step blank, the progression. If you're only going to be progressing one at a time, you leave that blank. Same thing with the circle function. If you're not going to be drawing line segments, if you're going to have the circle draw a complete circle, then you can leave that third parameter blank, and it'll automatically count it as 0. Okay, so the one down here you can see for an example has 8 segments in it, so it's going to give an 8-sided shape, which I don't know the name of. Pentagon? Maybe? I don't know. Whatever it is, okay, that's what it'll do. So, to show you an example of this, let's go import the turtle, and then we're going to go t equals turtle dot turtle, and name our turtle t, and then we're going to say t circle, a 50 pixel radius, a 360 degree rotation, and we're going to leave the segments black because we don't need them. So now we will run that, and you can see it draws us a fancy little circle. Just like that. No line segments. That's a 50 pixel circle, and it goes all the way around. Now, if we want to draw a second circle, we would say t.penup, t.forward, 100 pixels, t.pen down. And then we'll draw our second circle, t.circle, I'll get it, a 50 pixel circle, 360 degrees, but this time we want 8 segments. And we run that one. Draws our first circle, it moves over. Oh, my pen up didn't work. It appears they may have changed that command to something different. t.penup, wait. Anybody know what my mistake was? You never talk anyway. It's a function, so you have to have the parameters location available even though there are no parameters in it. I'm going to bet that's what the mistake was. Yeah, pen up, and then it draws us, I don't know, pentagon? I don't know what it is. Okay? So it draws 2 of them side by side. If you wanted to draw more, you could continue that pen up over. You can use the same loops that we use throughout Python with your turtle. Okay, the commands are all going to be the same. So if you want a loop to loop 10 times, you start a start point, a termination point, and an increment. And then you put those commands below, and that will loop 10 times. Okay, you can use all the same information. That's actually it for that lesson. The rest of Turtle, like I said, this is kind of an introductory to the graphics that are available in Python. That's actually all I have for that lesson, but I do need to go through a grouping of assignments that we're going to go through. The one thing I want to draw your attention to, especially for those of you that weren't here yesterday, if you didn't follow the lesson, which I think is absolute craziness, you should still be following all the lessons from all your classes on your days at home. This here is something that's beneficial. It's on the 3rd page of lesson 17. I would screen grab this and save it into your folder so that you can access it whenever you want to. There's a lot of stuff that you're going to need in here. Okay? The color one specifically you're going to need for one of the assignments moving forward. All right, so just so you know that it's there, that's somewhere that you could go back and you can reference. And if you want to do something with the turtle and I didn't cover it, it's pretty easy. Just Google the turtle, what turtle commands you'll need. Okay, so assignment 21, user choice polygons. So I've got a bit of an issue with this one between, I think my assignments from prior to, I told you that they switched this over to Teams just this year. All the assignments that I used before Turtle, inside those assignments, I can give a whole gambit of instructions. So I had all the instructions in Repellent so that you didn't have to go to the Moodle class if you didn't want to, but that's actually not allowed anymore. And you'll see for my Turtle assignments, I'm only allowed like 140 characters. So you can get all the information you need for the assignment in the actual assignment itself. You can see here I provide what the problem is and what I want you to do. In this section, it's not really in here anymore. There might be a way to do this, but I'm new to this Teams thing, so I just haven't done it yet. This is where it all takes place. Now, in all of these, I have an image you need to recreate. When I give you an image, it needs to look identical to the image that I gave you. Identical. So the turtle stopped here. Your turtle has to stop there. All of these circles are inside of each other. Yours all need to be inside of each other. You can't change the distance that they move. You have to make it as identical as you possibly can. All right? So there should be a very small space between each of the circles in this one. All right? And in terms of logical progressions, in order to create this image, there would be a loop involved. Okay? You wouldn't repeat it over and over again. And this is a key point to this assignment. Have the user enter a number, the number of circles they want to draw. So the user can say 10, the user can say 20, the user say 300, and then your program draws 300 circles. So you're going to have to combine user input with a loop. So target number equals X, and X is the number of times the loop will iterate. Okay? That's how that one would be accomplished. Next one. Let me know if there's questions. Oh, no, I didn't open Teams. Hang on for 1 second while I get Teams open, just in case somebody's asking questions. It's never happened before, but who knows? Almost there. And okay, computer science. All right, no questions so far. Okay, carrying on. Assignment 22, more circles. All right, this one's a little bit more challenging. It is something that you have to probably have a little bit of trial and error with in order for it to work properly. Okay, so what you need to happen is to have one circle drawn and then have the turtle move up a segment of the overall circle on the outside, draw another circle, move up the same distance, draw another circle, move up the same distance. There are 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 circles inside that big circle. I think there's a circle in the middle, but if you don't draw one in the middle, I'll be okay with that. Again, this can be done in a real clean way, or it can be done in a really ugly way with a whole bunch of code. Another way it can be done relatively simple without a lot of fuss. Oh no, I forgot to turn this back on. Okay, so using loops is a better way to do this. If you don't use a loop, I'll probably take a few marks off, but this one is a little bit challenging, so that's where you will do that one. Assignment 23, square wave. This one needs to be copied exactly. X-axis, Y-axis, with the arrowhead on top, and then a colored wave on that line all the way through, with the turtle finishing right at that point. Okay? Not much more I can say about it. I think I give you 3 iterations of square red wave. Make your axis 300 pixels and your y-axis 100 pixels in length. So I give you a little bit there. That is that one. Overhead pyramids. Okay, this is the one that students often mess up. This is a color gradient. Every time a loop iterates to draw this pyramid, it's actually just a concentric set of squares. Every time the loop iterates, it changes the gradient of the color. So it's going from whatever this is, an orange, all the way to a purple? Whatever color you want to call that. It's a gradient. It's not, I'm going to draw a square, and it's going to be this color. Then I'm going to change the color and draw another square, and I'm going to change the color and draw another square. You're just going to continue to draw squares, and the color is going to work through its own gradient. So you're not going to have colors outside of their own gradient worked in there. So if I look at your pyramid and there's 2 colors that don't belong in the same gradient, then I'll know you didn't use the color gradient. And that's where you're going to want to go back to that document in lesson 17 to see the color gradient and know how to put that command into your loop. All right. That's the end of the turtle assignments. This last one is very similar to the Scratch proficiency assignment. I'm not going to tell you what you have to do. I'm going to say you've got some skills now on Turtle using graphics. I give you a little website here that gives you more. And wow me with something. Do something with Turtle, and that'll be your proficiency. Okay? Inside the assignment, make sure you are commenting and saying, this is what we learned in this lesson, this is what we learned in this lesson, so that I know you've covered all the bases of what we've covered. Okay? There's 5 hours dedicated to this assignment, so that's just over 2 classes. So you should be looking at using that amount of time to make it meaningful. So if I look at it and it took you 15 minutes, you're not going to get a good mark. Okay? I should be able to clearly see 5 hours of work in your program. Also, please don't forget to comment through all of these. Your top comments, yes, but also comments throughout your program so I know what you're trying to do with each section. This one, I don't know if I set the due date for this one. The other assignments will take you, I don't think those ones will take too long. You could probably have those done this week. I'm going to say this one probably will be done by Tuesday of next week. So I'd say probably June 8th. You can have the proficiency one done. That gives you, today is the 3rd, that gives you the rest of today, all of tomorrow for the rest of the turtle assignments, Monday and Tuesday to finish this one. That would be nice, and I'll go the 9th.
When's the cutoff day for everything?
When's school done? Whenever that is. Okay, so I'll give you, it's a good question, and I'll review this again later, but in terms of where my assignments will be, when I won't take things in again, this is a period 1 class, so our final will be the first day. I want you to have your final project done before finals start. That's why I give you time to do it. But I will mark anything that you submit up to the final. And I'll mark stuff that you submit after the final too. Anything you'd submit after the final, though, you'd have to text me or email me and say, hey, Baron, I submitted this. Can you please mark it? And I'll probably mark it because I'm a nice person. Okay, but yeah, it's a good question. In the end, just keep working now as hard as you can so that it's not an issue about knowing when the cutoffs are. This is obviously due on the Tuesday, but if you're not done till the Wednesday or the Thursday, that's up to you. Any questions on any of these assignments or the lesson? Nope. Okay. That is all.